Mornings with Intention podcast where we bring you stories from around the globe. Hello and welcome to Rise and Thrive Mornings with Intention. Today I have a beautiful guest with me, Lori Danecke. So welcome. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Ava?
I'm doing
Eva,
very good.
sorry.
Thank you so much. Beautiful weather today, so can't complain. How about yourself? What
Well,
part of the world?
I'm in British Columbia, Canada, in the Gulf Islands. So
Okay.
we this is one of the few. Well, I think it's the only place in Canada where palm trees survive
Oh,
year
beautiful. I
round.
gotta come visit one day then.
Yeah, absolutely. I live in a rainforest, so it's really nice.
Okay, that's beautiful. Definitely worth a trip to go out there. I've been to Vancouver Island many, many years ago, but that's as far as I went there. So, yeah, tell us a little bit more about yourself. We know where you're from, but a little bit about your background, perhaps, and then we'll jump right into our questions.
Awesome. Well, first thing is, I mean, family is very important to me. So I have two sons, four grandchildren, two daughter-in-laws, and of course, parents and cousins and aunts and uncles. So I like to spend as much time as I can with family, although half the family is in Ontario and half the family is in British Columbia. So I get to travel, which is one of the things that I love to do is travel, experience things, learn new things, and I love my another passion I have is golf. And so I've golfed in multitude of countries all over the world, and I'll be going to the Netherlands actually in September and golfing there. So, and it's the game of golf that actually got me started in all the mindset work that I do with my clients.
Oh, that's amazing. It's amazing you got to travel all over the world with golfing. Truly amazing. I was actually in BC one time for a tournament golf. I used to play a little bit golf, but not a whole lot. But it's a beautiful sport. So your journey
It
has
is.
taken you from personal transformation work to becoming a two-time world long drive amateur champion. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What inspired this path and what lessons have shaped you the most?
Um, well, it's interesting how I mean, the universe delivers messages and things that you need when you need it, but you don't think you do. So, long story short is I'm extremely passionate around the game of golf. I love it. I love playing it. But years ago, I was really super frustrated. I was the angry golfer. Nobody wanted to golf with me anymore. I started to hate the game. And I found a master class around golf mindset, and I took that for 5 days, which I'm offering for my clients as well, is in that 5 days, I set three goals. That was in June of 2020. In September, I'd accomplished them all. Just, and I didn't practice any, I did practice a little bit more, but more it was what was going on between my ears. And that really is, because game of golf is one of the most difficult games to play. And it's 90% mindset, 10% skill. So
Really? Huh.
when I started to use these concepts, it changed my entire life because what I realized is that the game of golf is a direct reflection on what's going on in your life.
Hmm.
So when I was miserable in golf, what I realized eventually was I was miserable in my life. And that's the moment that everything changed.
That's amazing. Wow. I've never heard this from this perspective, so this is very interesting. I love this. Keep going. I want to hear more.
Well, so let's see. I had a vision and I made a declaration back when I was 12. My mom, my brother and I went camping and we drove across the country pulling a tent trailer and we were can't remember if it was in Banff or it was right in that area anyways. And came out of the tent trailer one morning and I declared, I said, I'm going to live in British Columbia someday. Took me till I was, 60 to get here. Well, 58 to get here, but I'm here. And
Hmm.
it's amazing when you put a stake in the ground and then you let things happen as they're supposed to. or what you think will happen, and life changes. And it was through the game of golf. So I left a 35-year marriage that I was miserable in, because I realized the thing that what I had wanted wasn't really what I actually wanted. So, I mean, I do got two beautiful children and four awesome grandchildren, and I needed to learn the lessons that I need to learn in those 35 years. And now that I've learned them, I've discovered that life is full of possibilities, and if you don't go for them, someone else will.
That's
So,
exactly it. Yeah. And so
yeah,
true you say that because I just heard that on one of the YouTube things like, universe trying to give you something, but if you're not gonna take that action right there when it's trying to tell you, somebody else will get it and they'll go through it. So that's beautiful.
yeah,
I love that. Yeah.
yeah. So one of the other things is that if the universe gives you a message and you ignore it, it's saying, okay, she's not ready. So
Hmm.
then they make the pain, they make that pain point, they make it bigger the next time.
Yeah.
They make it hurt a little bit more. And if you still don't do it, it's going, okay, she needs a little bit more hurt. So the idea is that through the struggles that I had, I learned to take the first message. Don't wait until it gets so painful that you really start to hide yourself. And that's what a lot of women do, is because they don't know when they're getting into their 40s, 50s and kids are gone, they're going like, now what do I do? I don't know
Hmm.
who I am anymore because there was a definition that they had of themselves.
Yeah.
Could have been a businesswoman, worked in a, I've got a job, I'm a mom. There's so many roles, but now that some of those roles are gone, it's like, now who am I? And
Hmm.
that's what I help women do, is just reclaim their lives.
Yeah. So you also talk about limiting beliefs. What are some of the most common limiting beliefs you see holding people back from achieving their goals?
There's two main ones. So I had both of these: not good enough and undeserving.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a dream and you're going like, oh, I'll never get that. In subconsciously you believe you don't deserve it. But in most people, most women, most people don't know what it is. And that's the work that I do. And I help them dig into that unconscious mind and those unconscious beliefs, bring them to the surface so that they can learn what they need to learn so it can be gone. And then that's when your whole life changes.
Beautiful. So how does a person's identity influence their results in both life and golf?
Well, if you truly believe you're undeserving, then when opportunities come up, you'll never take them. They go like, you won't even know why you said no to it. That's
Hmm.
how ingrained it is. You don't like, and like 2 weeks later, you're going like, why did I say no to that? It was such it would have like, it would have been so much fun, or it would have changed everything for me. So that is the big thing, is that we've buried it so deep that we don't understand when the message comes to us. And that's what I help people do, is trust that inner voice that is the intuition. Now, intuition is always kind, but it's not always gentle.
Hmm.
So we often listen to those other voices, the inner critic, the inner child, and the inner ego. And those three are there, they have a purpose and we need them. They keep us safe. But if that's all we listen to, we never take the opportunities, we never take that chance.
Hmm. Wow. That's very deep and I love that. So what first attracted you to NLP and how has it changed the way you coach your clients perhaps?
Well, what attracted me to it is through this 5-day class, I did a one-on-one breakthrough, which is what I do for my clients, is about 10 to 15 hours, where we dig into all the history and get down into the deep root causes of where you made the decision, the moment that you made the decision that you were undeserving. So that's the NLP part of it, and then it's the timeline therapy. I put them together. So I do a detailed personal history. I ask lots of questions, and all the emotions and all the thoughts, all the negative thoughts and negative emotions all come out. And they going like, where did that come from? It's because you're trusting your unconscious mind right now and you're not thinking. So
Mm-hmm.
the idea is to stop thinking. And through the timeline therapy and the NLP, when I went through my own breakthrough, that's truly what changed everything. That's when I made the decision to actually leave, and that enough was enough. I
Mm-hmm.
deserve better. So I made the move,
I love that.
and that's what I help my clients do.
So many people struggle with confidence and self-doubt too. I know it's very similar, but I like getting into, different from different corners of this. What practical steps can someone, or if you like to share a little bit more, can they take to start building greater self-belief? Of course, with programs and everything, you can talk about as much in detail as you like. This is your floor.
Well, I have a whole process. It's a paradigm shift is the process. And there's three things, one in particular, they have to be willing to make the change and willing to do the hard things because it's not easy. I mean, it was an emotional roller coaster for me. And I know I've seen my clients go on an emotional roller coaster because they're discovering things that have been hidden so long they didn't even realize they were there. And those beliefs, thoughts, and emotions create patterns in your life. You keep repeating the same thing over and over again and wonder why you don't think, why I keep trying everything and doing the same thing. And you're actually doing the same thing over and over again, hoping to get different results.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went through the process and when my clients through the process, they start to realize what they recognize the patterns so that they can change the pattern. If you're not aware of the pattern, you can't change it. So
Mm-hmm.
I help them get that awareness. And it's really awareness on what's going on around you and inside of you at the same time.
Yeah. And I love that because I went through the same thing when I went into Bob Proctor. I started with Bob Proctor coaching originally when I went into personal development. And at the same time, too, I was like, oh, this will be, you just have to read but then when you actually start doing the work, the inner work, it was a roller coaster for me. It was like I cried, I laughed, I hated myself, I loved myself, like all these things just started. I was like, is this
Yeah.
what's supposed to happen? I was really surprised because, somehow in my mind I had these things like, oh, things are just gonna work out for themselves. I don't have to do anything. No, that's not how it works. You have to start digging deeper and deeper, get those emotions out, find the patterns like you're talking about. And it's amazing what you dig up sometimes. I was like, huh, I didn't even know that was there. So,
Right.
yeah,
And it's those unconscious things that the the methods and that I use, that's what it brings it all to the surface so that you can actually see it. Because if you can't see it, can't do anything about it. But once you see it, yeah, it probably will hurt.
yeah,
And you're gonna cry and you may laugh and you're going like I hadn't like and just be totally confused. And that's where I come in to guide them to release the things that they need to release so that they can get the goal that they set in the first place.
yeah,
And people often set a goal and then they wonder why they don't get it. It gets close and then they back away because this is scary,
yeah,
but they don't know why it's scary. And it's like, usually it's like, well, I don't deserve it anyways. So people like me don't get that. Like I hear people say that all the time. Oh, well, this guy's these people are millionaires. That's not me. I'll never be that. I'd love to have that, but
yeah. You gotta change the
they don't
story,
know
right?
why. They don't know what's blocking them from happening. Like, why can't I get there?
Yeah,
It's between the ears.
yeah.
And I use the metaphor that it's about so a golf cup is about 4 to 4.25 inches long. I can't remember exactly. I think it's 4.25. Well, guess what the distance between your ears is? Same thing.
Hmm. Wow.
So it's all the stuff that's going on between your ears
Yeah.
that's stopping you from doing anything and everything that you want to do.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, that's why when I started personal development a few years back, I was like, huh, so this is what it's really about. Because the hype is sometimes different on social, and you hear this, that will magically fix everything. No, that's not how it works. We have to work with ourselves first, have that mentor, a guide, whoever you want to call. That's why I'm so grateful from, where I am now versus where I was a few years back. But it was all a lesson. Now, like at some point I was looking at it as like, oh my God, and I was like, well, no, like look at how far you have gone. You got to give yourself credit to where you are now. So I find this really fascinating and beautiful what you do. And honestly, my ex used to play golf. He used to be a professional, but I never really understood golf on a bigger level. I have eyesight issues, so I don't really play golf that well. I got hole in one a couple times, then they were amazed to see that how a beginner could do that. But then I stopped playing because of eyesight because I can't see where that thing goes. But anyhow, that's a different thing. But I love golf. I think it's such a peaceful game, but I never really thought it was a mental game. When you pointed that out, I was like, really? I didn't really think about that. So, what mindset shifts have had the biggest impact on your own success as a competitive golfer?
Um, well, it's interesting because I was never wanted to compete in golf, and then all of a sudden, when my game got better, because my mindset was better, I'm going like, I think I can do this.
Mm,
Why do, why haven't I tried? Well, because I had all those blocks. I'm going, well, all I can do is try. And the idea that I went in is just to have fun. Go and have fun, meet new people, like-minded people, and I mean, Long Drive is an amazing community, and they are all supportive, even if you're competing directly against each other. They're like they're cheering you on, and they're like it's really interesting. It's about 2.5 minutes, and you got time to hit 6 golf balls and get them in a grid and it as far as you can. And music is blaring and the crowd is cheering. And so you think of that compared to a golf game where it's like when people are hitting, don't talk. But it's just such that community. I'm still in touch with a lot of them. I don't do the long drive anymore, but it made me realize that I can do anything if I set my mind to it.
and that is
Set the
so true.
goal. If there's blocks, then get hold of my coach and going, I don't know why I can't figure this out. I need your help. Coaches need coaches, mentors need mentors.
Wow.
So if it wasn't for the continuing of the coaching, I your growth kind of stops. But I have a series of coaches that keep me growing because I allow myself to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still scary. It's still scary sometimes, and it's okay. Like fear is one of the things that stops people, but it can also motivate because you could have the fear of what you want, or you can have the fear of what you don't want. So if you fear what you don't want, then go get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Wow.
don't want this. Like I don't want to be miserable anymore. Well, then go be happy.
Yeah. Right.
It's not easy.
It's
The
not.
and
No.
no, because you can get stuck in your head so easily and start spinning, and then it feels like the whole world is falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And it only
Yeah.
takes one split second, pick up the phone and say, like, I need some help. Please
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah, and it's so true what you say, you can easily shift from one thing to another and get stuck in there. Like something can happen and off you go, putting that thing as the on the pedestal and your mind's just all over it like a kid in a candy store. And it's like, stop, we gotta
Mhm.
stop it ourselves consciously and ask for help when we have those moments. That's why we have mentors. Mentors have mentors, right? We have to.
Mentors have
Because
mentors, coaches have coaches.
yeah.
Yeah, so I teach in master classes that I do is the universal model of change. So it's kind of like you're going, it's like this, and then it goes down, and then it goes a little higher. It's called leveling up is what I call it as well. So you've got an A-B cycle. So you've been doing something forever, but you're going tired of it, so you go to B and you're going, oh, that's scary. nope, going back. And you just go back and forth. Nothing changes because you get to B and you look down because there's a pit, and I call that the C. That's where you drop into all the crap, and it's like the hard work. And a lot of people see it as a bed of rocks down there. What I do for my clients is I put a trampoline down there so that they can go down with knowing that something's going to change, and they bounce up. You bounce up to the D, which is higher than the B, so that's your next level. So your B at that point was your 10, then it becomes your 0, and the D becomes your new 10. It's a
Mm-hmm.
10, and then the D becomes your new 0. You're always growing, always leveling up. And that's why I put the trampoline in, because that pit, I've been in that pit.
Mm.
It's not fun at
Nope.
all. But if you don't go into the pit, you're going to just keep going, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something to change, and it never will.
Exactly.
So I encourage my clients to go down into the pit, accept what's happening, and learn from it so that they can grow to their next level. And then the
Mm.
process starts all over again.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of that right now. I was in a C 2 days ago. Got on a call with my coach, couldn't figure out what was going, and it was like a different level of well, I don't like saying the word anymore, but I hated myself at a different level. I went through it years ago, and then I released it, and this was a different level. And he went through that process with me, and now it's like, okay, like, and here I and this podcast that we're doing today is one of the results of when I was originally in it, when I went down to the pit going, oh, I can't do it. And it's like, no, I can do it. I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it before. This is not hard. It's just different.
Yeah.
So that's what I like to really work with my clients when they're on that cusp of a change and they're too scared to do it. I give them the tools to be able, I help them learn the tools that they need so that they can go down and deal with all the crap that's holding them back.
Mm-hmm.
That those pit of rocks that they see, whereas I see a trampoline.
Yeah.
They get the learnings they need to learn, and then they move forward. And like I call them a couple weeks later, and it's like checking in with them, and I go like, "How's it going with your goal?" Oh, yeah, I got that last week. Can happen really super fast.
Mm-hmm. So in a
Yeah.
nutshell, you have studied trauma, addiction, Reiki, Huna. I actually haven't heard of that one, so I'm not sure what that one is, and transformational coaching. So tell us maybe for those who maybe like me don't know what that is, Huna, how do these different modalities work together in your coaching approach in general?
Well, I treat the whole person. Like there's mental, there's physical, there's spiritual, there's so many different things, and I work with all of them. Um, and spirituality doesn't have to mean religion. It can, but it doesn't have to. Just it's just an FYI for people. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, Huna is an ancient Hawaiian um, technique where it's symbols, and it's with deals with all the chakras. So
Mm-hmm.
it's there's you go from the root all the way to the crown, and I install these symbol. These symbols have different meanings and they can do different things. And I can do it virtually. I use a little teddy bear for to put over the shocks, and I do the symbol and I push it into each chakra front and back. And people come out and they go like, and I go, oh, well, how was that issue that you started with? I have no idea what you're talking about. They just go, okay, like they're so relaxed and comfortable, and they go, like, how do you feel about this? And they go, I'm gonna go do that right now, and off they go. So
Mm-hmm.
realize, so Reiki and Huna is more of a spiritual thing, whereas all the other ones work with the distance between your ears,
Mm-hmm.
the mental, and when you get the emotional and the mental stuff cleared, the physical stuff, the physical stuff starts to change too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because your body has time to start healing without
Yeah,
that, all the other garbage that's not needed. Let's put it that way.
yeah, exactly. And the trauma and addiction, is everybody in the world has experienced some way, shape, or form trauma. Could be baby trauma, could be a major trauma. And the best way to do it, to deal with it and all the stuff that goes with it, is to actually not not experience it again, but experience it from a different perspective where you're not physically experiencing yourself, you're witnessing yourself experience it, and you learn the things that you needed to learn so that so it releases that trauma and it doesn't carry on to the rest of your life and filter in to all the other areas of your life, because it can, and it usually does.
Wow, this is such an amazing topic, and we could talk here for hours. One thing, if our listeners could walk away with one powerful message today that could, transform their lives or at least start, what would you want that message to be?
Well, there's the main message, one of the messages that I love to say is get out of your head and into your heart.
I love that.
And when you get out of your head and into your heart, that's when that wonderful voice of the intuition, you can actually now hear it.
Mm-hmm.
It sends, the intuition talks to you in symbols. So
Yeah,
get out of your head and into your heart. Listen to that voice that is teaching you what you need to learn so that you can move forward.
I
Just
love
have
that.
to listen.
Yeah, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about very similar thing too. I
Hmm.
absolutely love that. And of course, one more question. As you know, the name of the podcast is Rise and Thrive Mornings with Intention. How important do you think it's to set intentions in the morning or throughout the day?
Well, if you don't send an intention for the day, then you just kind of float around and you could, I mean, I've done it where I didn't set an intention or I had no intention for the day, and it's like 4 hours later, I'm going like, I haven't done anything yet today. What a waste of time. So the intention could be smile at somebody. Every person you pass by today, smile. That could be the intention because you don't know what that other person is experiencing. And if you smile, it may make their day. Or say hi,
Mm-hmm.
or say to yourself, but today is going to be the best day I've ever had. You don't, and then you let it go and let things unfold. Try not to don't dictate it, just let things unfold
Mm-hmm.
as they're meant to be.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? Of course, we will post it in this video as well, but what's the method you prefer best?
Well, I do have a Facebook page that you can go to. It's Lori Danecke. And if they want a direct contact, then you can email me at loridonecke@gmail.com.
Okay, beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Lori, for being here with us today. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And hope you took something valuable away from this. And of course, we are here for you. So don't fear. Contact us if you need anything. And once again, thank you, Lori, for being here. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Till next time,
Well,
have a wonderful day. Thank you.
thank you very much. I appreciate this opportunity.
You're very welcome. And thank you.